Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Mark Hanrahan. With me is off tonight. Our top story tonight is the serious heat ahead. We are expecting near triple-digit temperatures heading into the weekend, elevating our fire risks while at the same time making it dangerous to be outside. Tonight we are bringing you complete KREM 2 team coverage. Connor McAvoy is checking on how people are cooling off in downtown Spokane and the resources available to them. Cody Proctor is explaining Avista's new power shutoff strategy during the hot days. We start though with Chief Meteorologist Jeremy the Goo with a detailed look at that scorching heat ahead. Jeremy?
Well, when it comes to the overall heat, it's already here. We're splitting hairs if we're going to talk how hot it's going to be tomorrow. 92 degrees today. Tomorrow, likely up to about 93. Sunday, even hotter, and the heat keeps building from there. In addition to the heat, we have critical fire danger in central Washington and the Cascades. Don't light anything on fire, please. Over the next few days, it is all about the heat, though. Excessive heat warnings go into effect tomorrow for a good chunk of central and eastern Washington. Heat advisories in northeast Washington and North Idaho, even Montana, stretch that same length of time. These run through next Friday. It is going to be that kind of hot. We're going to break down tomorrow. Here's your hour by hour. Our overnight lows are not going to be this cold again for a while. I would like to start by saying that. Our overnight lows are going to start to fall into the upper 60s. The coldest hour is going to be 5 a.m. 5 and 6 a.m. we will be in the 60s. By next week, 5 and 6 a.m. will be in the 70s. By 10, we are in the 80s. By the time you get to the afternoon, 90s. You see where we're going here? Get out early in the morning if it's with the dog, if it's out to bike, run, walk, whatever it might be. Temperatures climb into the 90s tomorrow. Pretty widespread, triple digits in central Washington. Sunday, even hotter, 96 in Spokane, triple digits from Moses Lake all the way through to the foothill of the Cascades, 90s across much of North Idaho. It is a scorcher as we head into the weekend.
All right, sounds good, Jeremy. Thank you very much. And with the incoming heat wave, the city of Spokane is giving people several ways to cool off. KREM 2's Connor McAvoy continues our team coverage tonight in downtown Spokane. After talking to people today, Connor, are people really ready for the heat?
Well, I would say they're about as ready as they'll ever be. I've been standing out here for a little bit, and let me tell you, it is hot. That might be the most obvious thing I'll be saying, but it's very, very true. But that isn't stopping a lot of people, at least right now, when we're in the early 90s, before things really pick up, enjoying the carnival and the fountain you can see behind me here, of course, the glorious Riverfront Park. Now, we went out to the park today to find people who are trying to enjoy the last bearable day, really, before the real heat hits. Now, we met Danielle, Lily's mom, who tells us how to stay safe when going outside and enjoying the park on a gorgeous, but let's face it, incredibly warm day.
Common sense, try to keep them off when it's super hot. Any kind of metal parts, obviously. Pretty much every playground has a splash pad, so we love doing that. Okay. Just use tons of sunscreen, drink lots of water, of course.
Now, to help combat the heat, the city of Spokane is advising residents of different resources to try and beat the heat. The city reports splash pads are operational daily from 9 to 8 p.m. The city's pools will have free swimming Monday through Saturday from 1 to 4 p.m. And if you're having a difficult time maintaining the heat, the city of Spokane does have multiple cooling centers around town. A few at the public library, a couple others in different parts of the area. But of course, anybody and everybody will always recommend that you stay safe, stay hydrated, and try to make sure to protect your skin. I have a little bit of sunscreen on me, but let's face it, looking at me, I need a little bit more. So, reporting in Riverfront Park, I'm Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
All right, some good advice there, Connor. Thank you very much. And the high temperatures expected this weekend can be dangerous if you're not careful. So here are a few hacks to stay cool this week. If you're having trouble cooling down, you could use an ice pack on your pulse points. That's where your blood vessels are closest to the skin surface. Columbia's Climate School recommends doing this on your wrists, neck, elbow, feet, thighs, temples, and forehead. If you don't have an ice pack, you can put a wet washcloth in the freezer. Another thing to keep in mind is to limit your time outside during the extreme heat. It's important you're properly hydrated. The CDC says for every hour you spend outside in the heat, you should be drinking 1 to 2 bottles of water. That means if you work outside or have lengthy outdoor plans, prepare to drink at least 8 bottles of water for an 8-hour day. Hydration is important because when we get heat like this, that increases the risk of heat exhaustion, illness, and heat strokes. All of those can sneak up on healthy adults and children, so watch for signs like cramps, headaches, excessive sweat, getting dizzy, and even losing consciousness. If you get any of those symptoms, especially fainting, you could have a heat stroke and call 911 right away. Also, don't forget about your four-legged friends. Remember to limit exercise on hot days and only let your pets outside in the early morning or evenings. That's partially because the pavement is often too hot for their paws. If you can't hold your hand down on the pavement for more than 10 seconds, your dog can't walk on it. And finally, dogs can get heat stroke just like humans, so watch out for the signs and give them plenty of water. Well, when it's this hot and dry, wildfires, of course, are a major concern. KREM 2's Cody Proctor joins us now with details about a plan to prevent fires and how it could lead to power outages during the heat wave. Cody?
Well, Mark, extreme heat and wildfires. You often won't see the first without it being followed by the other. So here's what to know about Avista's plan in order to try to prevent or at least lower the risk of a fire starting. First off, when we get dry and windy weather, both, of course, are major ingredients for wildfires, Avista will initiate its public safety power shutoffs. What that means is they'll turn off the power and keep it off for as long as there's a wildfire threat. According to Avista, the reason they're planning to turn off power during these particularly hot and windy conditions is because there's that risk that trees, branches, or debris can then come into contact with their power lines or other electrical equipment, potentially sparking a fire. Avista will be using a fire weather dashboard to predict when fire danger is highest and when they need to switch it to fire safety mode. Now, officials say they'll only do that as a last resort and would give customers a couple of days notice. Now, back in early May, during Avista's press conference to announce their plan, officials stated everyone has to do their part to prevent fires.
We all pay for the price of not doing our part to help mitigate and manage wildland fires. Tough decisions are never easy.
Now, if a power shutoff does happen, Avista says they'll also operate community resource centers to provide support to people. Those centers will be located near the impacted area and will provide water, snacks, as well as the ability to charge devices and give information regarding the outage. Avista is also encouraging customers to have an outage preparation kit ready. It should include things like water, flashlights, batteries, and shelf-stable food. In the newsroom, Cody Proctor, KREM 2 News.
All right, Cody, thank you very much. Well, tonight the impacts of 4th of July celebrations are being felt in North Idaho. Fire crews say fireworks started a house fire in Hayden. No one was home at the time of the fire. When crews arrived, they found neighbors trying to put out the flames with garden hoses. Fire crews say that it was an illegal aerial firework that was launched at the front of the house. There were no reports of injuries. The Northern Lakes Fire Department says that this wasn't their only firework-related fire overnight.
Every call we responded to that was fire in nature yesterday was a result of improper use of fireworks that were not legal.
The Kootenai County Sheriff's Office is working to determine if there will be criminal charges in the case. The incident comes a day after fireworks ignited 2 structure fires down in the Palouse, one in Whitman County, the other one in Moscow, where 2 firefighters were hurt. Meantime, farther north in Sandpoint, an overnight fire destroyed a business in downtown. The owner of the Army surplus store tells us the building is a complete loss. According to Selkirk Fire and Rescue and EMS, the fire started just after 10 last night and continued burning into the morning. So far, there have been no reports of injuries, and the cause of the fire is under investigation.